and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's game review. Today we're going to be talking about a game called Chaos Legion. Now, Chaos Legion was made during an interesting time when every major movie, it seemed, was having how would I put that, a cheaper version of it being made and released direct to DVD, or you know what I'm saying, direct to the rental stores. Never actually coming out in the theaters because it's a B-rated movie, and it's essentially a paste for paste copy of whatever mainstream movie just came out. Well, there was a time, and they still kind of do it today, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Well, actually, maybe it probably still is as bad as it used to be. I just don't pay attention anymore because, you know, the insanity has infected everything. But there was a time when basically every major game that was released, or going to be released, would get a cheaper version, shall we call it, of what is essentially the same game released as well. And Chaos Legion is a prime example of that. Chaos Legion, now I'm sure the developers wouldn't say this, but it is essentially a discount version of Devil May Cry 3. You've got your main, character. He's not really a good guy or a bad guy. He's supposed to be the good guy, though. You got your bad guy, and then you got the woman that the good guy helps along the way. Sound familiar? Yeah. Gameplay is also very similar to Devil May Cry 3 in all aspects, from both the main character to the villain to the woman that you help along the way. There is even a level within this game that if you were to play that level side by side with the similar level to it in Devil May Cry, you would be hard pressed to tell the difference between the two games, other than the visuals being different. I mean, it's obviously different games. The characters don't look the same, the backgrounds don't look the same, and the enemies aren't the same. But the functions, abilities, and things that occur on the screen are basically play by play exactly the same. It was an interesting game to play, to say the least. Because I had just finished, I don't know how, I don't buy games when they first come out. I wait for them to go down in price, and then I get them when they're cheap. So I don't know exactly how long after Devil May Cry 3 I played this, but it wasn't too long after, and too long to me is like a year. It was probably within a year, maybe 2 years of playing the first one. That's not too long to me. So yeah, when I played it, the first few levels, I could tell that it was a hack and slash game, obviously, and it's done pretty decently. I mean, the difficulty spikes in the game are there basically to force the player to learn their abilities that they've acquired up to that point. It's not that the game is trying to just make the game hard to be hard. That's not truly what it does. But the difficulty spikes that that are in it, if you run into them, it's not really a difficulty spike. It's just wanting you to use different abilities than what you've been using thus far to get through that section so that you can learn what those abilities are, how they function, what they do. Um, so to me, that's kind of good programming, and that they didn't do it in the best way because they didn't like say, try using, give hints or anything. Try using this, or maybe, do this. No, they just throw you into the level. When you can't complete it, then you try something else. And eventually you'll hit on the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and it'll start to make sense to you why you need to do that. So, like I said, it's not bad game design. But because I'm always the one who's going to choose the correct option last, I think I had to replay that same level 6, 7 times before I truly understood what I needed to do to get through it. The first time that I hit the difficulty spike. As far as I could tell, or remember, I should say, there seems to be like 3 difficulty spikes in the game. And all of them, like I said, they're designed to do the same thing. Force you to use abilities that you probably haven't been using up to this point. At least I wasn't. Because you didn't need to. Now, as far as gameplay goes, it's nowhere near as intricate or as advanced as a Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry 3 has a pretty high skill ceiling as far as what you can learn through that game and how you can combine what it gives you to play it. This one doesn't even have half of that, truly. So it's much more simple to learn and master, which is kind of a good thing. I mean, if you're just looking for something that's fun to play and you enjoy these type of games, it certainly fits that bill. I do enjoy these type of games. And this, like I said, it is fun to play, so I don't mind playing it again and again. When I play this, though, what I'll do is I'll just, play through the game once, and I may not come back to it for 5, 10 years. It's just kind of the way I am. Where Devil May Cry 3 in particular, I may have played that game 6 times, but I played that game 6 times in one setting. I literally beat it and then start over and beat it and start over and beat it and start over. And it wasn't just to do that, don't get me wrong. First couple of times I was looking for, all the secret areas, if I could find them. And then, like, the second time I was looking for specific items or upgrades. Trying to feel out the levels and really search them and not worry about my time. And then I started playing the game to see if I could S rank all the levels and see how far I could go S ranking all the levels. And you would replay levels over and over and over to do that. Chaos Legion, while there was a couple of levels that I did go back and play to its, I don't remember what its equivalent ranking system is, just to kind of see what see if it gives you extra items or extra experience, you know, things like that. I wanted to see if it did stuff like that. Um, and I want to say it does. It gives you like upgraded gems if you master a level. So what did I think of Chaos Legion? It's a B-rated game. I mean, its story is pretty basic. It's about as basic as you can get. Um, it's not bad though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Eh, it kind of keeps you interested. It is absolutely a knockoff of Devil May Cry 3. I mean, there's not even truly anybody who has played both games can't deny that fact. It is an absolute knockoff, and it's not just a knockoff; it's a dumbed down knocked off version of Devil May Cry 3 because they took a lot of the abilities and stuff like that out. I guess it was just too much for the developers of this game to deal with. Um, there are enemies in this game. There's not a lot of different types of enemies in this game, but there's a few. I mean, it's not a large number by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough that they try to keep it. Um, they try to change it up. They try to have enough varied enemy types that it's not completely repetitive. Um, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's not the most enjoyable game I've ever played, that's for sure. It's not the worst game I've ever played, that's for darn sure. And if you're just looking for something that's put this thing on easy mode and just play through it, it'll easily take 20 hours of your time. Um, you could probably get through it fast, but if you've never played it before, it'll probably take you about 20 hours because there will be several levels that you'll have to play 2 or 3 times before you figure out how to get all the way through it. Um, so there's that. It's not a bad game. It's not a great game, but it is enjoyable. It is definitely what it was designed to be. Um, and I don't truly, at least I don't think, um, I don't think you see games that are as blatant as this one anymore with how they. Well, no, I take that back. I've seen some MMOs that are blatant rip-offs of other MMOs. Um, so I guess they've always done this type of stuff. Where yeah, I guess they've always kind of, one company will rip another company's um, game off in that respect and just kind of reskin it and say, now it's ours. Yeah, whatever. It's not a bad game though. It's somewhat enjoyable. It's on easy mode, relatively easy to play. The harder difficulties certainly get harder, and that's actually where the limited ability set that you get truly comes into play on the harder difficulties because you are so limited. Um, you have to play the game in a very, very specific way in order to get through it. Mm. Anyway, you guys don't really care about difficulty levels and how to play them, I'm sure. And truly, I'm not either. I mean, this game it wasn't truly the type of game that I would go that deep into. Um, there's not very many games that I do. Devil May Cry 3 was one of them. Devil May Cry 4. Actually, Final Fantasy 13 3. It started out as an aggravation, and then it ended up with me wanting to master the damn thing because it had irritated me so. And I deemed it so that I would master it and get it down to the end. And I did. I did. I don't truly know how I feel about that, but I certainly did. Anyway, that's my rant for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.
Looking for a nursing home for your loved one? Find and compare local nursing homes based on 5-star ratings, including